But the woman who runs social media, for example, who's amazing at Twitter and Facebook and all those things, is like a 22-year-old alum, and she's better than any 40 or 50-year-old in the organization. I think the other piece is, and this is, I think what Maya, you had said was really poignant to me about the young woman not having cab fare. I think we have to be aware of that too. So I think that if we are going to be committed to creating leadership in terms of the young, more marginalized students coming in, we have to have more awareness and more sensitivity to what they are up against coming in. Otherwise, we're going to develop this sort of plantation culture of having, the leadership all look one way, and then the people in the trenches in our organizations all look a different way. And I have been so amazed, not just speaking about alums from our program, but just employees from a certain demographic of not being able to pay rent because they can't make last month. And these are not necessarily highly at risk people who are coming into the organization. It's just a different position than the college graduate who's able to ask their parents for help when they're coming in. And I don't think we talk about it a lot, and I think that it really sets a challenging, just being able to move. Many of our organizations can't pay people to move and do the full relocation costs for our employees. We're automatically then creating, a bar to entry and a barrier to entry that we might not be aware of. And if everyone got together with a commitment to working on this, of bringing up alum from all of our organizations into our organizations and creating a pipeline of, a diverse workforce, would be very exciting.
Mm-hmm. I think one of the basics of a diverse workforce, and Damien to your point about specifics, I think, I don't know that you can do this, but Knight Foundation grantees should pay their interns, right? So like when we're talking about sourcing the labor force and who can and can't afford to have these opportunities to spend time in DC and work in nonprofits, I'm always shocked by the number of organizations who still expect work for free and are surprised by the lack of diversity of the people who can afford it because they are the people that can ask their parents for things. Mm-hmm. I think so I just did a webinar with an organization called Girls Inc. about like women's political engagement and identity, and this is the first time I ever participated in one of these webinars, but I was really surprised by the honesty and full disclosure that this online space created because of the anonymity, right? And so we also found that with voter registration, about asking where my polling place is and sort of not fearing the public, like someone seeing you ask that question, and how could you not know that? And so we're thinking about what that model looks like for asking questions that you couldn't ask otherwise. Like what is my Board of Education? Like what parts of my life do they control, and who makes these decisions, and how online safe spaces can play a role in that has been interesting.